And welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the On the Mat Wrestling Show. Welcome to Hall of Fame referee Jimmy Korderas, and welcome to AEW Forbidden Door 2025 happening this Sunday from London. And of course, I don't know if it's going to be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, but it's going to be 17 hours. All right, Jimmy? It's going to be 17 hours. And you know what? The card looks great. Let's start off with arguably could be the main event, could be the semi-main event. Lights out steel cage match. Team Will Ospreay, Darby and Allin, the Golden Lovers, Ibushi and Kenny Omega versus the Death Riders, Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Gabe Kidd, and the Young Bucks. Who do you got in this one, and who's going to spill the most blood in this match?
Who's going to spill the most blood? Let's see. Is Moxley in this thing? Yes, he is. Well, odds are it will be him, I would think. But then again, you got Kenny Omega. I've seen him bleed a lot. Here's my concern with this one. You have 10 participants in a cage, and this lights out steel cage match. Do we know if it's like a regular steel cage? Is it going to be a bigger steel cage, almost like a Hell in a Cell type structure?
Yes,
because there's not a lot of room if it's just a regular size steel cage.
I think they're going to go brawl all over. I don't think there's any rules there. But what I'm scared about, and they were hinting at this on Dynamite, and I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but Will Ospreay.
Yes,
he came in there saying he's injured and maybe his last time, and so I didn't talk to anybody, but it sounds to me that he may need some, surgery or whatever. And also, by the way, Brian Danielson came out to do color commentating for Dynamite. He is going to do color commentating for Forbidden Door, and I think he's going to get involved. But I'm really, really worried for Will Ospreay. Something tells me something's going to happen. Something, and he already, for a couple months after the last premiere or pay-per-view, he wasn't on Dynamite till I believe this week or last week. Right. Something's going to happen. It's in London. He said it's 5 minutes from his hometown. Something's going to happen, and that makes me wonder if the Death Riders are going to win.
Right. I'm with you though. My main concern in this entire match is not who's going to bleed the most and not what crazy bumps are going to take. Will Ospreay, because he did hint that he wasn't cleared. Now, my understanding from what I'm hearing through the grapevine is that is legit. He is scheduled for neck surgery coming up in the near future. So my problem with this is if he's scheduled for surgery on his neck, which is already not in a good place, taking part in a match is one thing, because Bryan Danielson did the same thing. He needed neck surgery for a long time and he wrestled in matches. This type of match, a steel cage match, which elevates the risk for anybody who is healthy 100%. Now he's going into this less than, we don't know what percentage his neck is at. He said a C2 and a C6, which is not good. So if he's going into this and he's saying he's absolving AEW of any risk, anything that might happen in this match, I'm sorry, AEW, if I was AEW management, I say, I don't care. You're not doing it in our ring if your neck is that bad and requires surgery.
And that brings up the point, and another Canadian guy, Kevin Owens. He had that match, I believe, at WrestleMania scheduled with Randy Orton, and they took him off. So, and I'm not going to compare necks, who's worse and who's better, but he underwent surgery. If this guy and Will Ospreay's undergoing surgery, then what is Tony Khan doing? Putting him in a steel cage with not one guy, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton is one-on-one. You got 10 guys there.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know. And I just smell trouble here. I'm
not a big fan of this situation. First of all, like you said, there's 10 people in this steel cage, which is going to be a cluster, and it's going to be tough to tell a coherent story in the match when you got 10 guys in there all trying to make everyone get their shine. Everybody has to have their moment in that steel cage match, but I'm worried that they're going to try and rush things. And when you have in a situation with someone like an Ospreay, like you said, something is up. I just hope it's nothing that is going to aggravate or make his situation worse.
Let's hope. We know it's going to be a good match, a bleeding match, but let's hope everybody in that match stays safe and it doesn't come off too, banged up. But I think something's going to happen there. They already told you the storyline, right? So even if they kayfabe that everything's good, this guy's still going to go under the knife, even if everything's good. So it's. And if he is going under the knife, they're going to probably play up to that too, right? So there you go. Okay, and this should be a very, very good match. Swerve Strickland against Okada. They didn't play up this match as they should have. What do you say?
I didn't see it get a lot of TV time.
Yes.
I mean, we got moments, but especially someone like a Swerve Strickland who is very popular amongst the AEW, faithful.
Yep.
So and Okada, who is, so revered from his days in New Japan and stuff like that. This match could have had a much more intense build to it. I don't know. I haven't seen the spoilers, so I don't know what's happening on Collision this week. I don't like spoilers. I'm one of those guys that doesn't like to read spoilers. I like to watch things as they happen and be entertained. I don't want to. It's like going to watch the Super Bowl and you know that the Chiefs are winning. Well, you kind of know it already, but you know what I mean. It's not fun.
You said the Chiefs are not the Buffalo Bills losing, so look.
But it's not fun for me when I already know the outcomes. And yes, wrestling is predetermined outcomes. Yes, the cat's out of the bag. We know it's predetermined. So. But that's not the point. The point is when I go into it, I don't want to, I could always speculate and say, yeah, this person is pretty much going to win this match, but whatever. But, I don't know for sure. I'm never 100%. Anything can happen. As my old boss used to say, anything can happen, pal.
Yeah.
But this one is going to be a good match. It is. It'll probably be given a lot of time.
Yep.
I'm assuming it will be, which, it deserves. But at the same time, I wish there would have been more of an intense build to it. I don't think there was enough in it. Okada just coming up and using his catchphrase, one-word catchphrase. It's getting old. I'm bored with it. Something new. Come on with something new.
And better learn a new bad word, all right? So
exactly.
That's it. But all right, we got Mercedes Moné, the CEO, taking on three contenders one from AEW, one from CMLL, and one from Stardom for the AEW TBS Championship. Does she stay with how many belts does she have? 8?
I lost count. Count.
You think they're gonna take, because it's a 4-way, right? So
right.
You think they're gonna take the belt away from her, or does she keep on trucking by there?
Well, here's the opportunity to have her drop one of those titles, and one that means a lot on AEW television. Alex Windsor is gaining some momentum here. Persephone and Mayu, not so much. They're not as well known amongst the masses. I mean, if you're a hardcore diehard, you know who they are.
Yeah.
But when people have to Google you, I don't think that's the right person to put a title on. But Alex Windsor is getting a lot of steam. This is an opportunity for Mercedes Moné. Has this reputation of not wanting to lose. That's why she's the belt collector. She wins all these titles. She's walking around with, like you say, 8 championship belts. Maybe this is the time for her to start losing them one by one and going down that rabbit hole, spiraling down. I think that would be a more interesting Mercedes Moné than one who just always confident and always winning. I don't know.
She did lose to Toni Storm, and many people, I don't know about yourself, but I still can't believe she lost to Toni Storm. But Toni Storm, speaking about Toni Storm, Athena, AEW Women's World Championship. Honestly, I know we talked about the show stealer, but these two ladies have something going on, and this could be the show stealer.
It very well can be. I mean, Tony Storm has done that several times on pay-per-views.
Yep.
I mean, people looking for those 5-star bangers. You know, what you get from Tony Storm is great work. Yep. Not only a great wrestling match, but you get great work from her. You get all of the boxes ticked with Tony Storm. It's everything from in-ring ability to on the mic to connecting with her audience through her character. Because people now want to see Tony Storm. They don't want to see her moves. They don't want to see what she can do. They want to see Tony Storm. They're invested in Tony Storm. And that's the brilliant thing about her. She is probably, in my opinion, one of, if not the most entertaining person on AEW television right now.
Definitely, 100%. But I'm going to tell you this. Athena, I don't know if you know this, I think she's a week away from holding the Ring of Honor title for 1,000 days. Wow. And they're not even playing up to it. When you had Roman Reigns, 1,000, 1,300, they were playing up to it. They don't even play up to it.
It's that's a sad thing about the ROH brand is obviously you only have a certain amount of television time dedicated to talent every week. So it's hard to mix in your ROH talent when you're trying to build your AEW brand. Maybe this is a sign that the ROH side needs their own distinct programming of some sort. Maybe not on a television station, maybe on a streaming service. Maybe you can put it on their YouTube channel, whatever the case may be. But they need their own identity separate from AEW. And that's the problem here. I don't like the idea as much as I like Athena. And I think she's really, really talented. You know, having a champion versus champion match just for the sake of having a banger match. Again, it's the dream match that everybody wants to see between these two. But other than what is the reason for it? Other than, you know, she's the ROH champ, she's the AEW champ. Hey, let's have them battle each other.
Yeah, the match is going to be good.
It will be good. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be entertaining.
Yeah. So it's now, you were a referee. You probably refereed this tag team way back. Maybe not the name, Cope and Christian Cage versus, it was supposed to be Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian, but it's turning out to be Killswitch and Kip Sabian. And it's the first tag team match for the legendary team of Adam Copeland, Edge, and Christian since 2011. All right. So I just gave away. They're not going to lose. All right. They're not going to lose, considering the next pay-per-view is here in Toronto at the Scotiabank Arena, and they're probably going to headline that pay-per-view. All right. But Christian, like, let me tell you, on Dynamite, Christian was superb. Like, superb. I don't know about you, but I could guarantee you're going to get the best Christian you have ever and all that. This guy is superb at what he does. And aren't you so glad that he could have been your father?
Well, I don't know. I was kind of happy with my father, but
me too. Right?
When we talk about all the best talkers in pro wrestling, especially today, Christian Cage does not get mentioned enough. He is the most underappreciated, underrated heel in wrestling because now, yes, they are tagging together this weekend, reuniting Cope, or the former Edge and Christian tag team. But he didn't really turn babyface.
No,
that's the beauty of it. He didn't do the old, the cliche. Yeah, I've seen the light, and yes, we're back together, and this sort of stuff. No, he says, no, I haven't changed a bit. I know who I am. I don't have to go find myself because this is who I am.
Yep.
That was brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah,
that was brilliant. See, and a guy like Christian delivering it the way he did, the people just felt it. It was great. So, as far as this match goes, I could see them taking care of business here and taking care of Kip Sabian and Killswitch, or is he going back to Luchasaurus?
And Killswitch Luchasaurus is not going to take the loss. That I guarantee you. All right?
It won't.
They bring it back just to lose? No way.
But like you said, full circle, it's going to go back to what we're going to get in Toronto, and I could see the team of I see it's Edge and Christian. I always say Edge and Christian. I can't help myself. It's good. Okay, Cope and Christian Cage versus whoever the new tag team champs are going to be. And I have a feeling maybe FTR are the
Yes,
ones. So
yes. And
oh no, wait! I shouldn't have said that because we're gonna
no,
talk
you're
about that.
spoiling it,
I see.
Jimmy.
See, I talk about spoilers, and I don't like spoilers, and I just gave one away.
And
Damn.
and what happened to the guy who gave you the bets? Come on, don't say you're gonna put some shekels on that match. Come on.
Ah, man.
All
See,
right.
now I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Now Zack Sabre Jr. takes on Nigel McGuinness with Danny Garcia for the IWGP World Championship. McGuinness, it's a nice touch because his hometown is England.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him winning. Do you?
No, I don't. It's a nice gesture. No, it's almost like a gift to him to have this moment in his hometown against Zack Sabre Jr., who is excellent.
Yeah,
This is going to be another great match. That's not the problem. Again, it's the reasons why having it. Other than let's give Nigel his moment, which is cool. I don't have a problem with it. What can I tell you? Another hell of a match between two guys who can really go. The wild card here for me is Daniel Garcia.
yeah.
Because Nigel's technically not a babyface, and Daniel Garcia is.
But they could make Danny Garcia the biggest heel if they turn him against Nigel McGuinness in McGuinness' home country, right? So
Yeah, see, there you go. But
but
have
Nigel
prestige.
McGuinness has to wrestle more than one match a year, right? So it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
so I don't know. Now you talk about the main event of Forbidden Door, and I'm gonna start with saying this with Hangman Page being the champion and MJF, my Jewish friend, and his pickle uh, up against him. Now I'm so tired of this fire angle all the time. MJF using fire. They had Hangman Page burning down the Swerve Strickland's house. Do they really need to use all the time fire and everything? This match sells itself. Two guys who they're starters of AEW and they hate each other. Come on.
Look, I will put it to you this way. I was enjoying the segment on Wednesday night. Hangman, I thought Hangman does well on the mic. He does well to promote the upcoming match. MJF in the back with Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, holding Mark Briscoe hostage, if I may say so. But as soon as he brought out that gas can, I went from I'm looking forward to this, or what's he going to do, to oh come on, not again.
Yep.
I mean, it's a tired trope. I mean, like you said, we've seen it with Hangman burning down Swerve's house. We've seen Darby Allin come out with a flamethrower and setting Jack Perry on fire, which is probably the first time someone's actually been set on fire in that form.
Yeah.
I mean, like obviously we've seen Inferno matches and stuff like that with Kane, but with Kane at least it made sense. It fit the character. How does fire fit with the other people that we're talking about? It doesn't. That being said, let's go to the match itself. At least it led to something. At least it led to MJF adding certain stipulations. He says he wants no disqualification, no count out, and the Casino Gauntlet title match that he won will not be used in this particular situation. So it is a title match for him, which he doesn't give that up. So that is good in the sense that maybe this will lead to another match between them down the road.
Well, it will lead. You know it's going to lead to another match.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see. MJF is probably one of the best heels in AEW. He could be one of the best faces in AEW also. Hangman Page finally getting rid of Jon Moxley's title reign and all. But honestly, do you think it's a long title reign for Hangman Page? Because I don't see it.
I'm just trying to think. Other than MJF, who else is in the wings ready for that spot?
Again, you could give it to Samoa Joe, but you could finally do something with Powerhouse Hobbs.
See, those are But here's the problem. Here's Powerhouse Hobbs, another big man that should be more prominent and have a more prominent role on television. He's relegated to a group, the Ops.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
This guy's got money written all over him. Powerhouse Hobbs. I don't see what the problem is here. Just like him, another one was Brody King, who is now in a tag team. At least he's getting something there. But there's another guy that should have been pushed to the moon. For some reason, there's this weird thing. You look at other guys like Bobby Lashley. Looks like $1 million.
And what's he doing in this tag team? Like,
well,
honestly,
it makes sense to be in that group, but he doesn't have to be in a tag team with Shelton. Shelton can do just fine on his own as well.
Shelton should be feuding with Speedball Mike Bailey. They should give them like 3-4 months. Those and Speedball Mike Bailey. I'm gonna say this. Everybody from TNA, he has been the most impressive in AEW. Look what they're doing to our Canadian friend Josh Alexander. Nothing.
Josh Alexander, I had high hopes for when he was coming in. I said, okay. So he shows up and they debut him in that Casino Gauntlet match, which I guess is kind of similar to trying to debut someone in the Royal Rumble, but they have too many of those matches, so it doesn't mean anything. Then, has he won a match on television?
No, and here's the other thing. And when we talk about we're Canadian, he's still the Canadian Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Champion. And they were supposed to bring out the belt. Remember? They were talking, we're going to bring the belt. They never brought the belt. Right. Don Callis probably has it. I don't even know.
He's probably Don Callis is probably making sunglasses out of him right now.
Who knows? But again, and I think all of us want AEW to succeed.
Of course.
You can't fumble the ball. You fumble once a year, twice a year. Not every pay-per-view.
No, that's the problem. Now here's the thing, and I'll go back to Wednesday night's Dynamite. Do they put on great matches on their pay-per-views? Yes. The problem is with a lot of those matches too are how they get to their finishes. Wednesday night was a perfect example when they had Brody King and Bandito. What do they call him? Brodito
or something.
Brodito.
Yeah, Brodito. Yeah. Sounds like a burrito.
They had a great tag team match until the last minute.
Yep.
And then it was like a fart in church. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It was they've got the countdown going, here we go, 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left, 4, 3. When they get the 1 minute left in the match, that's when FTR decides to go outside the ring, prop up a table and lean it against the barricade to do some kind of stuff. And they just fought on the outside. Where's the urgency? You have this whole thing set up where the time is counting down. You have a minute left, but you're going to go fight on the outside and take your time doing so. It made absolutely zero sense. And then when the double countout came, it was like, well.
Exactly. But I'm going to be honest. 90% of the matches have interference. Interference in them. And it's like, they throw so much crap together that you don't even know what happened in the match.
They should create a new pay-per-view called Forbidden Schmoz.
Yeah. Or the
Schmoz. No schmoz.
Yeah, the schmoz, bring back Dave Hebner, and that's it. So that's it. But again, Forbidden Door happens Sunday, and we think it's 1:00. Okay, we think it's 1:00, maybe 2, because next week's Premier Live event is in Paris. It's 2, but we think it's 1:00. That means that NXT starts at 7, so right in time, 6 hours, right in time. AEW finishes. You can watch NXT, and thank God it's not football time yet. In 2 weeks, it's football time, because don't bother me when it's football time. You watch Tennessee, I watch Buffalo, and that's it. All right, but Jimmy, tell everybody how they could get a hold of you and tell them what's on Huge Pop Radio.
You can get a hold of me on Twitter at Jimmy Korderas, on Instagram at Real Jimmy Korderas, where I do my ref and rants Monday through Friday. Little critiques that I think will help tighten some screws. You can agree with me if you like. If you don't, oh well, too bad. It's okay to disagree. And of course, on Huge Pop this week, we have Donnie and I have none other than Daniel Puder, the former Tough Enough champion.
And by the way, for the ref talks a minute, first of all, you got to play. You got to put another cup there because I want to have some coffee when I'm watching them. And the little ducky also supposed to be there, right? And don't you have a Jimmy Korderas doll? The Jimmy Korderas doll should be right there when you do some reference.
Well, someone has made one. You can't see it. It's way up there on the shelf behind me. Let's see if I can get my hand right about there. Yeah. Someone had a custom one made for me, and stays on my shelf. I don't want to take it out of the packaging because Sean, the guy that did it, really did a nice job, and I don't want to destroy the packaging. It looks really nice, and I appreciate that. Thanks again, Sean, for doing that.
And by the way, one other thing about Sunday, we can't forget. I know you're a big fan of these Destiny's Pro Wrestling happening this Sunday, August 24th. They're sort of WrestleMania event. A lot of superstars. The Godfather is going to be there and everything like that. So get down there, watch it. It's should be fantastic, right, Jimmy?
Do you remember where it's at? I think
it's in Mississauga.
Is it at Battle Arts?
Yeah.
There you go.
Koloff, yeah. There you go. And that support great independent, and Emilio is doing a great job there and everything like that. So all day wrestling
there. Yeah, with the Godfather there, I may have to do a drive-by.
Drive-by, but you know what? Pimping ain't easy.
Nope.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
Oh, my pleasure.